Hey, it's a beautiful day here in Albania. I've got my espresso, my water, back on the walking today, back on the diet today. And it may not look like it because, I'm not a jump on the couch, Tom Cruise kind of guy, but I am really excited. I'm ecstatic. I'm overjoyed. Pick your adjective. I'm very excited. And why? It has to do with Krakow. I've been told it's Krakow, not Krakow. I've been pronouncing it wrong the whole time. So the whole Sejm province thing or treaty thing has kind of been a thorn in my side. Now let me be real clear and straight. If I were a pensioner looking to settle down for a year or more, my first choice would be, at this point in time, after 5 months, would be Albania. I spent a few months in Portugal. Spent some time in Italy. I've been to Croatia just briefly. I've been to Krakow for a couple days. But my first choice, even after 4 or 5 trips, whatever, to the Philippines pre-COVID, my first choice, like if I were a pensioner on a budget, would be to come to Albania and settle down here and get used to life abroad. It is just really easy here. The cost of living is significantly less. The people are great. They're super helpful, and if you're a pensioner on a budget, you can save a lot of money here. If you cook for yourself, you can save a lot of money. If you eat out, you can still survive. There's plenty to do in the city. There's plenty of history. There's plenty of people. There's plenty of activities. It is the biggest small town I've ever been in. So with that aside, right, the reason I'm excited is, I've been struggling ever since I got back from Poland and Croatia. I went to see my friends in Croatia. Ever since I got back, I've been struggling with what to do for the next 6 months. Part of me wants to go back to California, tie up some loose ends. Part of me never wants to set foot in that state again. I've been in vacation mode, so I haven't been really diligent with my budget for the last 3 months. Been in very much vacation mode, and so I need to get back and onto my budget plan and get back to putting money into savings and not just living on the edge there, and build up a better reserve. I left the States with a bit of a reserve. Some of it got chewed up with some misfortune, and then last month I had an issue pop up that I'm going to do a whole video about, but when that comes together, right? But I need to get back into life mode, not vacation mode. I've very much been in vacation mode, and I've been struggling with where to go and what to do. I like Albania, but I'm afraid if I stay here much longer, I'll never leave. And that's a genuine threat to me right now. I could easily see myself, the reason this all came about is I was thinking about buying a $2,000 scooter. I was thinking about buying a bicycle, finding a 1-year lease and all these other things, right? And I realized, I don't want to set roots down that hard. And if I buy those significant items, they don't travel friendly. Even in Europe, they don't travel friendly. So I need to move. The whole plan was to move on every 3 months anyway. And so what happened last night, and this is why I'm so happy, is I need to verify it still. I need to double check it, but there seems to be an exemption with Poland and US, where if you're a US citizen in Poland, that time doesn't count against the Sejm treaty alliance. So the 90 days in, 90 days out doesn't apply in Sejm, doesn't apply if you're a US citizen in Poland. They have their own 90-day program for US citizens where you're 90 days in, over 24 hours out, and then you can do another 90 days back to back. Now, the lawyer I was listening to on this YouTube said if you do more than 180 days in country, then you have to pay taxes. But I don't want to do 180 days in country. My thing is where I'm at now, I want to go on a couple short trips around the EU. It's coming up on winter time, right? It's first weeks of November. So I want to do a couple trips around the EU through the holidays, and then get a little bit of sun. And then I wanted to go back to Poland and hit Poland in the springtime. So if I do my 90 days, and because I'm 90 days out of Sejgen now, minus a week I spent, in Croatia and Poland. So if I do my 90 days now, that's December, January, February, and I miss springtime. I really want to be, after going to Krakow, I hope I'm saying that right, I really want to hit that in the springtime, because I want to spend a good 3 months there, get a bicycle. They've got great bike trails. They've got great scenery, and do weekends around inside Poland. I didn't realize, I never thought of Poland as a tourist destination until I went there. And now I'm awestruck. Getting around was super easy. I mean, just to give you an example, I got off the plane, I was looking around how to get to the hotel, and, I just happened to see a bus outside. I walk outside. I got a little help getting on the bus. I didn't know how they worked their system there. And it was like $1 to take the bus to town. And my hotel was like a 10-minute walk from the bus stop, not the station, the bus stop. Or I could have paid, €30. And then they've got the little Bolt or Lime scooters, right? So to get around town is very fun and easy, and it's super safe for pedestrians. Like, Krakow is set up for pedestrians, and it's set up, from what I saw riding in Ubers, it's set up for motorists to get around, but not to navigate the ins and outs so much. So, like, navigating across the city in an Uber was easy, but going 2 blocks, probably not a good idea, right? Just walk it, and that's great for me, right? So this is all great news if it pans out. Like I said, I'm super excited, because that'll allow me to go bounce around Sejgen, bounce into Poland. I'm thinking maybe March, April, May, and then come back to Albania in June, July, August, and really, hit up the summertime down here and bounce around the southern coast and get some time in the ocean. So that's the tentative plan. And, it's really at odds, because I was against that 90-day window. And if I stay here through the winter, it's not as exciting or appealing to me as maybe go get my feet, in or around some snow, get some real wintertime, feelings going. And let's be honest, the mulled wine I had in Krakow was amazing. I want to go back and get more. I've never been a wine guy, never really cared for wine, but I just was in the, hey, let me try that attitude. And, one of the street vendors had some mulled wine, and it was tasty, very tasty, and very cheap. And there's a lot of things, like I said, I never understood how great of a destination Poland is. And, again, to be able to walk around the cities and the parks and feel safe. Now, a lot of people warn me about crime. They warn me about this. They warn me about that. But where I was, I could see the potential for it. And, every place has their issues. It definitely didn't feel nearly as safe as the Azores. I mean, Ponta Delgada is probably one of the safest places on the planet for a tourist when it comes to crime, and I'd say Albania is neck and neck with that. I've never felt concerned about crime here in the slightest. All hours of day and night, never a concern. So that's my update. That's why I'm so excited. It may not look like it, but that's me. So I'm gonna finish my espresso here and go get a shower after my walk, and I hope you all have a great week. Take care.